back home, I want to quickly have a maybe 1 hour review of another magazine where they finally are discussing this topic of these two having been on a show. I told you in the last review about In Touch, and got together there, but he had a woman having a kid back home. So I told you in the In Touch review, not this one, that she's going into the jungle and there's two men where she will end up in a love triangle, which was just invented drama. It wasn't true. It wasn't that this Jota and she were ever coupling. So in these magazines, such a lot of stuff is just fiction. And I wonder how they can get through with it, because these people in these magazines are celebrities. So to talk about them, we are allowed to do so because they are not private anymore when they have taken part in shows and stuff. Then they become a celebrity and we may discuss them. But if we say bad things, then of course that's not allowed, I guess, because I know that if you do a satire or a parody, you may say whatever you want. You may go say, he looks very much like a jihad Arab and he behaves like it. You could say so in a satire. But these magazines, Boulevard magazines, they come up with stories that are always sort of, you can tell they just had a picture and they had to invent something to go with it, text-wise. You can tell. So I used to believe all the stuff I read because I was reading magazines on the royals. So how could I have known about their private stuff? So I was believing what I was reading. I tell you, I was so stupid at times. But nowadays, of course, yeah, we know that they just do invent stuff. When we come across some celebrity we know something about, and then we see a picture and then we immediately know, oh, they're just talking kind of bad about this person, like, oh, she's a bit fatter, now she's losing weight for this and that show. For example, you could read that about a celebrity. That's like talking bad about someone. Whereas you know that that picture is not in season, it's been taken months ago, and yeah. So now they just put together the facts that this person is taking part in a dance show, so they go, oh, she's lost weight in this and that time. So they make us feel bad and they talk bad about others. So I'm not really sure, like, if I see that people have like those two, they split. Now what shall I go thinking? Shall I think, oh, bad luck they have, I'm so safe not having to deal with these kind of things? Shall I go thinking like this? Or what's the intention of all these gossip, drama things, talks? Because they're not necessary. To me, it's like when I read Boulevard, I go like, oh, nice looking at the dresses, nice looking at the makeup, hairdos. I enjoy these things. And especially with this, like royals, it was always very interesting to see how they were dressing up, because they were always perfect. Like they had no red fingernails, they had no bad tastes going on. So I could learn a lot, thank you royals, on good this and that. So like hairdo, makeup, dressing up. So let's go to the very page where it is about the jungle. So here we are. So these are the people I am talking about. And now in this magazine that I'm never reading, but now I bought it, we can see that, yeah, they go like saying, yeah, they're kind of still into each other, but she's at home, and I'm not even gonna read the text, but she's like at home and cannot do anything about them being so still sort of like smiling candid at each other. Well, this one was them at the station, at the airport or the station, saying goodbye. Come on. And these two I'm talking about, that's an early picture of them in a show. So while this was happening in a show, here you see the blonde girl with him. Here you have the brown girl. She was having a baby. She was like in the 7th month or something. I don't know exactly. So now they have some kind of topic. Now it gets interesting because they have content. They're not really lying in here in the text. Like in the writing. Usually they have a lot of bullshit in the writing and you can tell it's all lies. But not on here now. I haven't been reading it, but you can tell from the choice of the picture that it's not just about the bullshit. They really, okay. I wanted to show this one here. So when I do these, I do them very differently. So I'm gonna stop and do another review just on crosswords. So I'm gonna add that following this video. So if you wanna join me on a crazy crossword, feel free to do so. Because otherwise, out of these boulevards, we can't get any information, any sense about the real world. So, and I'm not into talking about others necessarily. So the person I know best about, that's myself. So I should talk about myself and not about others. But just to make a point about Boulevard magazines, I was showing that, these Evelyn and her guy and that other woman with a child was kind of real. Whereas otherwise they just put together any kind of story. And those celebrities, they don't necessarily go saying, that's wrong. They want the publicity. They even go saying, Even bad publicity is publicity, whereas I would say no. That one would hurt my name, so just talk good or truth. But no. Nowadays, as people say, bad publicity is publicity as well. They don't feel ashamed reading bullshit about themselves in these magazines that are not like Mad magazine, a satire. These are real, so they could go and sue these magazines, but they never do. I don't know why, so bye.